night on the south today. A huge part of a working farm at the foot of the Remarkables is being passed on to a trust. Rates are on the rise across the south, with the deep south feeling the pinch the most. And those looking for home and leisure ideas will feel right at home this weekend in Christchurch. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. A huge part of a high country station at the foot of the Remarkables has been given to the Coed National Trust, which will protect it from development. Remarkables station owners Dick and Gillian Jardine have given away a 900-hectare part of Remarkables station, which will be the first working farm owned by the trust.
The official handing over of a remarkable piece of land in Queenstown. Farmers Dick and Gillian Jardine have gifted a huge 900-hectare slice of land on the Remarkables station to the Queen Elizabeth II National Trust. It's the largest piece of land and first working farm owned by the trust, who've created a separate company to manage the land, along with a 50-year plan for its operation. Station owner and covenanter Dick Jardine says he wants the land to retain its natural value.
Well, we've seen the rest of the district, and there's things that we like, but there's a few things we don't like. And it's such an iconic part of New Zealand that we don't want that ruined. And I don't think anyone wants it ruined.
The decision to gift the multi-million-dollar section to the Coed Trust was announced by the Jardines 2 years ago. They planned for this celebration to match up with 100 years of family ownership, with the land first purchased by Dick's grandfather in 1922. The high country station near Jacks Point has been leased as a deer, sheep and beef farm, which it'll continue doing for the foreseeable future. The Coed Trust has agreed to protect the land from development, a promise which assisted the Jardines in their decision to gift the large section. Bruce Wills, chair of Queen Elizabeth II Trust, is keen to honour the request.
This is our first large-scale economic farm in a pristine environment. So, yeah, put a weight on my shoulders to make certain we do right by the property and by Dick and Gillian.
The Jardines still own a few hundred acres of land on the Remarkables station and are looking forward to seeing the station progress on the side. In Queenstown, the South Today.
The government today delivered a new nationwide health system that it says will ensure better outcomes for all New Zealanders. All of the country's district health boards have been disestablished and their deficits wiped. In the case of the Southern District Health Board, this means a deficit of $30 million has been written off. There are two new entities, one called Te Whatu Ora, which is another name for Health New Zealand. The other is called Te Aka Whai Ora, which will be the Māori Health Authority. Plans to build Dunedin's nearly $1.5 billion new hospital are still on track. Ratepayers across the south are facing an increase in their rates bills, with new annual plans now adopted by the various councils. One of the biggest increases is for those in the Southland district, with council rates going up by more than 9%.
The economy may be tight, but rates rises are still on the way for ratepayers across Otago and Southland. Both the Dunedin City Council and Queenstown Lakes District Council have this week confirmed rates rises of 6.5% for the next financial year. The majority of Dunedin's councillors backed the increase, with some saying the nearly $200 million set to be spent on capital works, such as footpath repairs and three waters, are necessary for the city. Lee Vandervis and Carmen Houlihan were the only two councillors who voted against adopting the annual plan and its associated rates increase. Vandervis says work on projects such as George Street and cycleways is fixing things that don't need fixing. Meanwhile, the Queenstown Lakes District Council's rates also rose by 6.5%. Part of that rise is due to the council increasing its climate change budget to more than $400,000. Further south, Invercargill ratepayers, who'd been looking at a rates rise of nearly 8%, had the hike reduced slightly to just over 6.5%. 4 councillors voted against the increase, with Deputy Mayor Nobby Clark confident the rise could have been kept as low as 4%. But the biggest losers are Southland District Council ratepayers, who face a rates rise of nearly 9.25%, thanks partially to higher interest rates on capital works loans. Southland Mayor Gary Tong, who will stand for the Invercargill mayoralty later this year, says the Southland Council is between a rock and a hard place, committing to upgrading ageing infrastructure at a time when many are feeling the pinch of rising prices. Across the regions, the South Today.
Invercargill's newest 4.5-star hotel is taking shape, with contractors working full steam to have the facility open in August. Built by the Invercargill Licensing Trust, the new Langlands Hotel will offer nearly 80 rooms, 5 food outlets and conference areas. The plan is to open the first 3 floors next month, with additional bars, including a rooftop venue, coming on stream soon after. The construction will cost $2 million more than previously budgeted, but the ILT believes that's a good outcome at present. When fully operational, the hotel will employ about 80 staff, with about half already recruited. Thousands of Cantabrians are expected to be considering plans to improve their homes and lifestyles this weekend. The 3-day Home and Leisure Show showcases the latest products, gadgets and services from local companies.
Eager visitors lined up and ready as the doors opened on Friday morning for the 23rd Annual Star Media Home and Leisure Show. More than 100 exhibitors are showcasing their products and services at the Christchurch Arena in Addington this weekend. And event manager Lisa Lynch says there's a lot of variety for the public to check out.
This year we've got a tiny home display, we've got an outdoor landscaped area inside, we've got the taste zone, we've got camper vans, caravans, boats, we've got builders, renovations, everything you can think of all under the one roof.
The show features a range of free seminars and tastings, with prizes also up for grabs for visitors. There's a major event on Sunday, with a live auction for a tiny house, a new 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom cosy home. Lynch believes the Home and Leisure Show will provide a timely boost for the Canterbury economy.
We're expecting a great show and the exhibitors are all excited and I think they're just glad to have a show back in Christchurch.
The expo is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day, running from Friday until Sunday. In Christchurch, the South Today.
FA Yakane still to come on the South Today. A new business group celebrates its official launch with the movers and shakers across the South. And the Otago gaming community are encouraging more women to get involved through a newly opened exhibition.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
It's a steal of a deal. Buy any 2 things from My Mate John's this weekend and he'll give you the 3rd one for free. Or buy just 1 and get another at half price. Plus pay it off over 18 months interest free. It's a steal of a deal. Buy 2, get 1 free. Buy 1, get 1 half price. This weekend at John's Furniture Warehouse.
Get furniture from Stafford Street and My Mate John. Living Well Disability Resource Centre, a not-for-profit charitable organisation and your one-stop shop for information and resources to help you retain independence. We offer a wide range of assistive products from jar openers to mobility scooters and provide assessments for Total Mobility, the half-price taxi scheme. Come and see the friendly team. You'll find us on the corner of George and Bath Streets, ground floor of Burns House.
Hi, we're Age Concern Otago.
Age Concern Otago hosts a multitude of social activity, including indoor bowls.
Every day the team at Gillian supports grieving families at their time of need, from answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Drop when you...
No mai hoki mai, welcome back. A new business entity celebrated its official launch in Dunedin last night. Called Business South, the organisation is an amalgamation of the Otago Chamber of Commerce and the Otago Southland Employers Association. In a warning, the following video does include flash photography.
A fond farewell to the old and a welcome to the new. A crowd attended the 160th anniversary of the Otago Chamber of Commerce at the Dunedin Public Art Gallery last night. It'll be the organisation's last anniversary because it's now been merged with the Otago Southland Employers Association, creating a new entity called Business South. The new organisation's CEO, Mike Collins, says Business South works with businesses across Otago and into Southland.
We work in partnership with other chambers, and we really are there to help make connections, provide support, make sure we address key issues and really put the region on a national voice.
Collins says Business South has the power for political lobbying and will give the region an influential voice on important issues.
So we've got connections into ministers and the Prime Minister, etc., and we use those all the time to try and influence positively for our region. So a big part of our job is really making sure that this region is successful into the future.
Applications to this year's Grand Business South Awards open on Monday, with the awards ceremony set to be held near the end of November. In Dunedin, the South today.
A new exhibition has arrived at Otago Museum, focusing on the achievements and challenge on women in the video gaming industry. Code Breakers opens this weekend, with members of Dunedin's gaming community joining in the interactive launch.
This travelling exhibition from Australia aims to shine a light on women in the gaming industry, showcasing some of the work and challenges they face.
It's the first time it's been in New Zealand. It's come all the way over from Australia, and we're the only ones that are lucky enough to host it, which is really exciting.
As well as featuring the creative skills of female game makers, it also reflects on the sometimes challenging journey they've made in a male-dominated industry. Otago Museums teamed up with Dunedin game workshop Runaway to host Code Breakers, and its CEO says game-making wahine are on their way to smashing the glass ceiling.
And I think it's really important for us to talk about how that is changing. The industry is growing much more diverse. It's no longer that sort of outdated version of what gaming used to be or what gaming used to be seen as. There's always been women playing games, but now we're talking about it a lot more, and I think that's a really positive thing, and that's something that we really, really want to support.
The free exhibition was made by the Australian Centre for the Moving Image and sees one of the museum's spaces transformed into an interactive game zone. Visitors can get hands-on with an array of playable games, ranging from independent through to commercial hits and new releases. all made by New Zealand and Australian women.
Inspiring women in tech is a really key issue at the moment. So making it accessible to every type of person, having no barriers for them coming in is really important here at the museum.
Dunedin gaming companies will be showcased as part of the exhibition, so visitors can see what's being created in the city right now.
And we're really excited to see that growth starting to happen, because the way that we see it is that the more people that are making games, the better for the industry. So there are a whole load of fantastic game makers here, and it's really exciting in this exhibition to really be able to highlight some of the game developers from around Aotearoa in Australia.
The interactive Code Breakers exhibition opens this weekend on the first floor of Te Huru Otago Museum and is due to run until October. In Dunedin, The South Today.
In this week's Global Insight, Professor Robert Patman says while Jacinda Ardern may be in Europe for security and trade talks, China is a key reason for both. The international affairs commentator says Russia's invasion of Ukraine will have reverberations for New Zealand's relationship with China.
Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern is in Europe this week, attending a North Atlantic Treaty Organisation Leaders Summit and pursuing a free trade agreement with the European Union. Let's examine the significance of that trip. Welcome, Robert.
Morena, Bruce. Thank you.
This is the first time that New Zealand has been invited to a NATO summit like this.
Yeah.
Does Jacinda Ardern's participation mark a shift in New Zealand foreign policy?
No, I don't think so. And there's been quite a lot of speculation domestically here in New Zealand that suddenly we were sort of abandoning our independent foreign policy and that we were becoming closely aligned with the United States, and we were being rewarded by included in the NATO summit. The reason that we tend to get on well with NATO because New Zealand's a pluralist democracy which holds international human rights in high esteem, and NATO is a military alliance, a multilateral military alliance, and of course multilateralism is very important to New Zealand. We are in the process, protracted negotiations with the EU. It's an important development if we can get a free trade agreement with the EU. It's the biggest, largest single market and most prosperous single market in the world. The reason it's very important, it's both a strategic and economic imperative, is because we want to diversify our trade away from China. I think there's a perception in this country we've probably got too many eggs in the China trade basket at the moment, and we need to diversify, and this is part of it. And so, yeah, I think it's quite a lot of, it's an important visit, and you know, I think the word is going out that the Prime Minister needs to try to extract as good a deal as she can from the EU leadership.
And you can watch the full interview with Professor Patman online at odt.co.nz. Well, after the break on the South Today, an Otago Nuggets player gets the call up to join the New Zealand team heading over to the Commonwealth Games this month. And Dunedin schools go head to head on the sports grounds for an annual Coed competition.
Evening, I'm from the Parks Department. Have you got a permit for that fire?
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
It's a steal of a deal. Buy two, get one free. Buy one, get one half price. this weekend at John's Furniture Warehouse.
And my mate John.
Being a big softie takes training. I've gone to great lengths to be super soft while still being strong and reliable. So I'm soft on you and soft on the environment.
Cotton Softs, proud sponsor of Bowel Cancer New Zealand.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. Otago Nuggets guard Nico McCulloch has been named in the Tall Blacks 3-on-3 Commonwealth Games squad. The 25-year-old basketballer will again trade his blue and gold kit for a black and white one next month. The Nuggets guard missed the past 2 games for the Otago side while playing at the 3-on-3 World Cup in Belgium. McCulloch joins an unchanged lineup from the World Cup for the Games. The 2022 Commonwealth Games will be held in Birmingham, England, over late July and early August. School pupils have put down their books and picked up rackets, balls and sticks. The annual Coed Cup sporting tournament was held in Dunedin yesterday, pitting the city's co-educational schools against each other in a range of sports.
8 schools from across Otago competed in this year's Coed Cup sporting tournament. 5 were Dunedin co-ed secondary schools, along with 3 high schools from out of town, being South Otago, Tokamariro High and East Otago. They competed against each other in curling, hockey, basketball, netball, badminton and football, vying for points towards the Coed Cup. This year's overall winner was Kavanagh College, beating out second place Bayfield High School, with Logan Park High coming third. Wins in individual categories were spread out across the schools, with Kavanagh taking out the badminton and senior girls basketball while finishing first equal in the senior boys basketball with Logan Park. Bayfield triumphed in the senior netball, girls football and mixed curling, and Tairi College took wins in both the junior boys and girls basketball, junior netball, boys football and mixed hockey. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. 900 hectares of remarkable station has been gifted to the QE2 National Trust, making it the first working farm on their books. Rates will rise this year, and one of the biggest increases will be in the Southland district, jumping up by more than 9%. And the 3-day Home and Leisure Show kicked off, showcasing the latest products, gadgets and services from local companies in Christchurch. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the editor, Barry Stewart. Kia ora, Barry.
Hello, Hannah.
Now what's in our weekend paper?
Well, there's a stack full of good news stories in the paper. It's got lots to read, lots of things happening. A major overhaul of the health system, of course, starts today, and that'll affect how decisions are made and services delivered. So we have an article which explains all you need to know.
Fantastic.
About
that's what we need.
Health
Clarity.
New Zealand and the end of DHBs. The gaming industry in New Zealand is under a little bit of threat. The Australians have offered tax breaks as an incentive, so potentially people go offshore. Runaway Play, which is the biggest operator in the city, however, has committed to Dunedin, although it does say that expansion could see it heading to Australia. Oamaru cheesemaker Whitestone,
yes,
on the name change of feta, and that was the only cheese that was affected in the recent trade decisions. But he sees that rebranding as a great opportunity for New Zealand to establish a distinctly Kiwi brand.
Yes.
So that's a taste of what's ahead.
Nicely done.
And of course, we have the test matches and full sporting weekend previews and discussion in the paper.
Wonderful. Oh, we look forward to that jam-packed paper this weekend. Thank you, Barry. And now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Looking at the situation, it'll be a mostly fine and clear weekend ahead with nighttime frosts and cool days. Heading to the top of the South Island first. Fine with southwesterlies in Nelson tomorrow with a high of 14 degrees. Greymouth will have a clear morning, then afternoon showers, cool winds and 11. And down to Christchurch, it'll be a crisp start with a frost, then a fine day, also getting 11 as the high. To our southern towns now. The weekend's looking fine in the skies, but on the ground the southwesterlies will be quite gusty and may knock the garden around a bit. Expect 7 degrees in the Catlins, while Lumsden, Gore and Balclutha all head for 8. Travelling westwards to the Central Lakes area, and the makings of a fine weekend through here with clear skies and westerlies. Queenstown will be extra chilly with a high of just 5. Wanaka 6 degrees, 8 for Alexandra, and cloudy for Te Anau with 7 degrees. To the northern towns next. Tomorrow's looking fine with westerlies for Timaru and Oamaru, both getting 10 as the high. The light westerlies continue inland, over in Twizel and Omarama, both getting up to 7 degrees. Down to Dunedin. Showers and southwesterlies tonight, dropping down to 5 degrees. Saturday comes with sun and scattered cloud, with a low of -1 and a high of 9. Rounding off the weekend, Sunday will be cool but clear with westerlies, down to -1 again with a high of 10 degrees. And now to Invercargill. The strong southwesterlies continue through the night as it drops down to 4. Tomorrow will be a mostly fine day, down to 3 with a high of 8. And Sunday looks like a mixed bag with sun, cloud and southwesterlies, down to 4 and up to 8 degrees as the high. And that's the news this Friday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. Nō reira, kia pai te po, ka kite anō.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.